popping? What's going on? What's going on? I've been watching plenty of different videos on TikTok and different YouTube shorts full of males and females speaking about passport bros and critiquing passport bros to the point of fact that I believe that right now on the internet that a lot of people have an obsession or an infatuation with the concept of so-called African American males deciding to apply to get a passport and travel to other countries. I mean, and my thing is, what is the obsession behind that? Why are so many people, especially people in Black America, so busy concerned about other human beings deciding to just get up and travel around the world, which is something that eh, I believe every single person should do at least once in their lives. Just get up and travel. I don't get the obsession about this. I don't get the concept of so many people trying to shame adult males, grown ass men, for deciding to travel to different parts of the world and possibly finding a love interest in these other parts of the world. I don't see the obsession behind concentrating on that, especially when these same individuals, especially when these same individuals who shame those that travel overseas by talking about how these people who travel overseas are somehow unwanted by females out in the United States. I'm like, if that's the case, that's a bigger reason to not even worry about males that travel overseas. If they're the unwanted males, because you hear these different tropes all the time when it comes to people talking about males, especially so-called Black males that travel. The trope is, well, these Black males are unable to attract females here in the United States, so they have to travel to other countries, right? Okay, which is unproven, by the way. These are just these mere shaming tactics and mixed with a little stereotypes to try to put some sort of evil, put some sort of stain on the images of Black males that decide to travel. But let us dissect that concept, right? Let us dissect this concept. Let us hold on. Is my sound good? Let me see if my sound good first, because this motherfucker, and hold on for a minute. All right, my sound is good. My sound is good. All right. Peace, peace. All right. I'm back. I'm back. I just wanted to know if my sound is good or not, right? But like I was saying, let's go and let's go and dissect this trope of, if Black males that travel overseas, they do so because they're not desired by females here in America, right? Like I said, if that's the case, that's a bigger reason why a lot of people here in America should not give a damn if the supposed undesirable Black males are traveling overseas, right? That's a bigger reason why to not even care about that. Because why care? Why invest so much time and energy in speaking about a group of people who are supposedly undesirable in the eyes, well, in your eyes? Why give a fuck about them? You know what I'm saying? Why? And what do you expect them? And let's just say, once again, if that concept is true, let's just say if these so-called Black males in the United States who decide to travel to other countries to find, I guess to find relations with females from other countries, let's just say if they are undesirable males, if they do so because they're undesirable here in the United States. If that's the case, right? What do you expect them to do at the fact that they're supposedly undesirable in the US? Do you expect them to remain in the United States for they could be undesirable, or go somewhere else where they might be desirable? You know what I'm saying? It's like when you bring common sense and logic to these dumbass tropes, you destroy these weak ass tropes. You destroy these weak lies and shaming tactics. And why is it too? Why is it also that the majority of females that critique black males who travel are unattractive, overweight females that can't even fucking that can't even fucking keep a man if you know these fat old defensive tackle looking bitches. A lot of times it's the most unattractive females who are motherfucking over the age of 45 sitting there going on the internet and trying to shame the concept of adult black males who travel overseas. I mean, this is a large planet. I mean, the earth that the Most High made is a law. This is a big world that we live in. Although technology have made the world even smaller, but technically speaking, we live in a big world. We live in a vast planet. And in this vast planet, do you expect people to just sit there and remain in one location for all their lives and not go out and explore other parts of the planet? I mean, isn't it human nature to travel? Because the concept of traveling existed ever since the dawn of man. I mean, if people have never traveled, if let's just say if human beings have never traveled, then the United States of America, as we know it, would never exist, right? Because people had to travel on this side of the world in order to be able to settle and establish it. I'm speaking about all the way from the time of the Native Americans that came here to the different groups of people that came here, like the goddamn for the Europeans that came here, even some so-called blacks that came here. Well, actually, if you really want to break it down, the pure-blooded Native Americans were so-called black people, but that's for another topic. You know what I'm saying? All these different groups of people that traveled here to this side of the Atlantic Ocean or this side of the Pacific Ocean, for those of you that live in the west coast of the United States. This is something, traveling is something normal for human beings, since human beings have traveled since the dawn of time. So why would you shame something as natural and as natural and normal as traveling? I'm not even talking about no red pill shit, Doug, because the red pill, listen, traveling has nothing to do with red pill. Red pill has a lot to do with being with having a high level of consciousness. Listen, let's not connect and tie getting a passport and traveling to red pill. Red pill is only a metaphor that represents a high state of consciousness. That's it. And your consciousness does not even need to be that high in order to understand that there's nothing wrong with traveling. You know, and let's dissect these other stereotypes that people place on adult black males who decide to travel, right? Now, here's this other concept that a lot of people love to use to try to shame black males who travel. They say that black males travel to other countries because they want to have relations with children and be pedophiles. And when people say that, my first question is, do they know what a pedophile is? Do they know what a pedophile is? Because technically speaking, by definition, a pedophile is a psychiatric disorder where adults are physically attracted to prepubescent children. Prepubescent children. That means children who have not yet gone through puberty. Specifically, children who are under the age of 12 to 13 years old. So, an adult male, or excuse me, any adult, male or female, who are physically attracted to children that are underneath the age of 13 are considered a pedophile. So, therefore, if you're going to accuse adult black males of traveling to other countries to commit pedophilia, you have to prove that these black males are going to other countries to have relations with children under the age of 13 years old. You have to prove that. And in most countries, an adult having sexual relations with children within that age range is illegal. Hell, in other countries, you can get killed for that shit, man. In other countries, especially third world countries and different Latin American countries and different Asian countries and different African countries, different countries in the Caribbean, you can get an adult person who sleeps or have relations with a child underneath the age of 13 years old can get killed. But nonetheless, if adult black males are traveling to other countries in order to commit pedophilia, once again, you have to provide evidence to prove that these adult black males are having sexual relations with children underneath the age of 13 years old. If you don't have evidence to prove that shit, then have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. With your dumb asses, man. Too many dumb motherfuckers on this shit, man. I'm telling you, there's too many dumb motherfuckers on this online shit that just come out here and say any type of stupid shit. They utilize words and terms that they don't know the fucking meaning to. If you're threatened by the fact that so-called black males in the United States are traveling to other countries, just say it. Just say it. Jackass. This shit doesn't make no goddamn sense, man. Okay, so what up? Your friendly neighborhood OG says, there's nothing wrong with traveling. I've been traveling for years, but passport bros are traveling for prostitutes and because many of them can't get women in the United States. Okay, here's my response to you, right? Your friendly neighborhood OG, also known as the legendary G Weave. So what? So what? So and not only that, I refuse to believe this trope that males are going to overseas because they're unable to attract females in America. But if that's true, so what? So what? Once again, right? If there's a group of black males in America that cannot attract females in America, wouldn't it be a smart thing to go to other places where you might find a different result? That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't respect it, that's fine. But me, I don't give a fuck. that's my thing. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga want to go overseas for that shit, I don't care. Now hold on. Let's not sit there and insult people. All right. All right. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys something. Right. Your friendly neighborhood OG. That's a personal friend of mine. All right. We friends in real life and stuff like that. He's cool. And if he has an opinion, he has the right to have that opinion. So let's not sit here and insult each other just because we disagree with the other person's opinion. If you disagree, just disagree, but disagree respectfully. You know, your friendly neighborhood OG came on here respectfully and gave his opinion, right? And I can respect that. That's his opinion. He has the right to believe whatever he want to believe. And people have the right to disagree or agree with him if they want to. But you don't have the right to insult and disrespect him. So let's not sit there and start calling people names and shit like that. Let's not do that, please. Let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not do that shit. But I personally don't care if somebody else is going to other countries and you know finding chicks and stuff like that. I don't care. I don't care. But once again, I'm going back to my point. Okay. But once again, if somebody is somebody in the United States, if a so-called black male in the United States is unable to attract females domestically, what is that person supposed to do? Is that person supposed to remain in the United States and just remain as someone who cannot attract females, or go to other markets and other places where he might find a different result? And you know what? If a nigga want to trick, let me tell you something. If a nigga want to go overseas and start being a trick, right? Even though that's not something that I would personally do, but I personally don't give a fuck. If another nigga want to spend his money and use his dick in that way, that's on him. I personally don't give a fuck. I'm more so indifferent towards that. Once again, that's not something that I would personally do, right? But if the next man chooses to do that, I'm indifferent to that. Do you? I don't promote it, but at the same time, like I said, if another grown man have made that decision to do that, that's on him. That's on him. And I'm not going to sit there and go through this to utilize this fake morality, because let me tell you something. There's more tricking that go on within the United States of America and other first world nations than you see in any other place in the world, man. Tricking go on every motherfucking day. Tricking go on every motherfucking day, right? So if a nigga from the US decides to go overseas and start tricking, hey, that's his business. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be tricking every day, B, whether in the US or outside of the US. So if so if we're going to go against tricking, let's go against tricking in general. Let's not sit there and speak against tricking in other countries only, and not sit there and critique the tricking that go on in the United States. Because the US is home to one of the largest prostitution hubs in the world. But let's go on. And I refuse to believe, once again, I refuse to believe this concept that a lot of males in the United States go overseas and have relations with females because they cannot attract females in the United States. Could it be possible that males, so especially so-called black males in the United States, just utilize their freedom of choice to date and or have relations with females of other countries because that's what they prefer? because it's not difficult to attract females in the United States. I mean, females, the average American females is not hard to get. But is it possible that there's a certain sect of males who just do not find the average American female desirable, thus they prefer to go elsewhere to find a potential mate? Could that be the case? Could that be the case? Tricking is secret only fan payments by males. you know, could that be the fucking case? He said the problem, Prius 2099 says the problem is that these passport bros try to put on a front as if they're traveling for a traditional wife, even though they're actually going overseas to get their dicks wet. They should be honest. Okay, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I can agree that that's a problem, Prius. That is an issue. That is a problem. You can't sit there, go on YouTube, right, and put on a front when you don't live like that in real life. So I could agree with that. Just be honest. If you're going out there to trick, be honest. Just say you're going out there to trick. Know what I mean? Yo, Pitmaster. You got one more time to start insulting. You have one more time to insult people, man. I just said I do not condone anyone insulting anybody for their opinions. If you disagree with someone else's opinion, express your disagreement respectfully. Do not sit here and start calling people dumb and all this shit just because you don't agree with what someone says. Just disagree. Just debate the statement. That's it. You know, yeah, they should be honest, but at the same time, even if they're honest, they'll still be shamed. If you really want to break it down. But that's my thing. And also, and I made this argument before, but I'm going to make this argument again. Because when a lot of people criticize the concept of black males or any males in the United States going overseas to find, a potential mate, these people who make that criticism often refer to foreign females as quote unquote dirty foots, especially on this side of YouTube, right? They refer to females who were born and raised in other countries, specifically third world countries, as quote unquote dirty foots, right? And their reasoning behind that is because these females are from, they're from a poor they come from an impoverished environment. And therefore they're dirty foots, right? Due to the environments that they come from. And this label dirty foot is used as a derogatory word to insult females from these areas. So once again, the people utilize this term to label foreign females because some of these foreign females come from impoverished environments. But okay, but America has some very impoverished environments also. And a large portion of Black Americans come from America's inner cities, which are considered some of the poorest sections of America. Yeah, you have a few times, D. Darrell. You have a few times, D. Darrell. But like I said, and people, especially people like D. Darrell, who utilize this dirty foot label often put Black American females on a pedestal at the same time. But the thing is that a large portion of Black American females come from America's inner cities, which are some of the poorest sections of the United States of America. So shouldn't they be referred to as dirty foots also, since they come from poor communities in America, impoverished sections of America, where these parts you see so much piles dog shit on the floors that you walk on? Because if we're going to use that same concept and say that females from other countries who come from poor environments are quote unquote dirty foots, then likewise, females from impoverished parts of America who also come from impoverished sections too are also dirty foots. But you don't see these same people who utilize this dirty foot label to label their own, Black American females, when a lot of people in Black America fit the same description of the dirty foots that they talk about. So please, if you're going to sit there, please, if you're going to sit there and use that type of logic, use it all the way around. I can't stand this fake concept of morality that a lot of people have. Not that I'm saying that there's something wrong with having morals, but there is something wrong with people who are hypocritical in their morality, right? And what I'm trying to say is that, especially when it comes to people, especially when it comes to this topic, where a lot of people want to shame and insult so-called Black American males that travel to other countries. And it's no personal disrespect to anyone, but this is just my opinion. They want to sit there and trying to shame them and saying that they're looking for prostitutes. They're doing this, that, and the third, and they claim to be against that. But I don't see a large portion of these same so-called Black people in America shame and critique the large amount of prostitution that happens here in America. I don't see that. I don't see people doing that. I mean, me growing up, I've literally heard, and sorry for being anecdotal. Yes, I'm being anecdotal right now. I literally would sit there and observe and witness how older females would train their daughter on how to get resources from a man through using their sex appeal and their physical attraction. Isn't that isn't aren't these so-called mothers conditioning their daughters to become prostitutes? I don't see enough people in so-called Black America pointing that out and putting shame on that, right? I mean, if we are supposed to be a society that is truly against tricking, we have to shame every aspect of tricking, including those who choose to sell themselves to tricks, including those who condition their children to actually to sell themselves to tricks, and etc. And there's another trope that I want to dissect, right? With this concept, a lot of people critique black American males who travel, saying that, well, they just want to look for females overseas that they can manipulate because they can't manipulate females in America. But once again, where is the evidence behind that? So you mean to tell me, because there's about what? How many countries there are in the world? Like 198? I don't know, close to that, somewhere around that number. Like somewhere in the between 190 to 200 countries in America, right? I don't know the exact number of countries, but we have close to that number, right? So you mean to tell me that females that live in the remaining 199 or so countries around the world can easily be manipulated? You mean to tell me that the ability to be manipulated is based upon which country that you live in? You mean to tell me that in these other countries outside of the United States, that females, that's very impossible for females to have the intelligence, wisdom, or wherewithal to not allow themselves to be manipulated? That exists only in America, and that's it? So these females in all these other countries outside of the United States are just that stupid, right? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. To me, these things do not make any sense. These things don't make any sense at all whatsoever. All right. Since y'all in the since you guys are in the chat, I'm gonna post a link to the panel just in case if you guys want to come up and speak. You said, as a world traveler, I can personally say black men that identify as passport bros are the worst of the worst, and they bring their low class mentality with them. Oh shit. But your neighborhood OG, do they compromise of the majority of passport bros that you encounter when you travel across the world? I posted the link to the panel. That's why I'm so quiet right now. I'm waiting for you guys to come on because y'all got a lot to say. A lot of you guys have a lot to say in the chat. Come on the panel and say it verbally. And I'm talking about people from both sides of the argument. People who are pro passport bros, those who are anti passport bros. Come on up. Step on up. What's up? What's up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Yeah, you loud and clear.
What's good? What's good, Wacky?
What's going on?
Let me turn this. Oh damn! I gotta get my. I gotta so I don't get no feedback. I gotta probably get my headphones.
Oh, okay,
But
because you clear on this side, so
okay. So here's the deal, right? I'm all for black men traveling. I've even said that a long time ago. But here's the deal: the passport bros, in my personal opinion, right? Everything that you're saying, right, is like it's true, and you it's like you're hearing it, but it's like, and you my man, but it's like you making excuses for the stuff that they doing as opposed to just like calling out. Except for when the Prius guy said that these guys just need to be honest, right? And just admit that they going over there to sleep with prostitutes and trick. I didn't say nothing about no like underage girls or nothing like that because that's illegal. And trust me, they will lock your ass up over there if you're doing some nasty
okay.
stuff.
Okay, so here it is.
But
You said you feel that I'm making excuses for them. How so? Hello?
yeah, it's just a little bit of feedback. Like for instance, when you say like, oh, okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Like for like how is it's your money, it's your like people say to me, like people like us that talk about people who trick that we dick policing. We not dick policing. We just you can do you can, if you want to do that, that's fine. It's just like we clowning you. Like when you can go out here and just get a real woman just by showing up. Why would I have the same respect for somebody who has to pay for sex? You understand what I'm saying? And like some of us, we're not feeling that. And if I go to another country, I'm just going to have a good time. If I meet somebody, but to just all of a sudden, I'm going to these countries just because like I want to just it's I don't know, it's just whack. But I gotta get my sound. Go ahead. You go ahead, man. I
Okay,
gotta get my
but
sound right.
okay, but while you get your sound together, I just wanted to let you know that you still didn't answer my question. How am I making excuses for them? Because when Prius made that statement in the comment section, when he said that the problem with a lot of passport bros is that they paint this picture that they're going overseas to look for some sort. I'm just paraphrasing. That's not what he said verbatim, but to paraphrase what he said that you got a lot of people within the passport bros community who pretend to go overseas to look for this virtuous woman when they're really going overseas to look for prostitutes, and they should be more honest about that, right? I actually agree with that. I agree with that. I say, yeah, that's true. But I want to know from your perspective, how am I making excuses for the passport bros? That's what I'm saying. But oh, your friend neighborhood OG, he's getting his sound together. So let me know when you when you're ready to speak. But
All, all right. I'm back now. And is anybody else? Is anybody? Because I don't. Is anybody else? No.
nah, it's only me and you on the panel right now. I can hear you, but I don't know. I can't hear you silent right now. So
Okay. Okay, you can hear me, right?
yeah. I can hear you now.
Damn. Hold on. Let me see if I could. I got a delay on my side.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay. You know what? Damn. I just see what I can do. So you're asking why does it seem like I'm saying that you're making excuses for the passport bros, right?
I mean, that's what you said. That's what you said. So I'm just curious to know how so, according to you. How am I making excuses for them?
Okay, so the reason why I said that is because right when I said that um these guys are going over there with the prostitutes, you was like, so what, right? So that's why I'm saying, because I just think everybody's not the same, and I know you said that you are not a fan of it, but I just feel like if you're I don't know, I just feel like if anybody has to pay for sex, first of all, you can pay for sex right here, right? But if you're going to you're traveling, you're paying all this money, and you're going to another country to pay for, I just
Yeah, you cutting in and out. Yeah,
that's a
OG.
personal
Yeah,
opinion.
yo, G. Yeah, you cutting in and out. I hear what you say, but I don't think a lot of people that's listening heard what you said because you was cutting in and out for the past like 2 minutes. What up, Brownsburg? What up? What up? Yo, Pit Master, see, that doesn't make any sense. You say he just don't want to compete with the young bros on the tricking. That doesn't make any sense. But if you're trying to be a smart ass with that, I'm telling you, stop doing that shit, my nigga. Stop doing that. Let's not listen, man. Let's not sit there and make these smart, condescending slash passive aggressive remarks towards another person's argument. If you disagree, yeah, he got a delay. Yeah, he got a delay. Yeah, he has to fix his his audio on his side. I mean, I could hear him, but he does have a delay. But if someone makes a statement and you don't agree with the statement, just disagree with it. Just respond to the person's statement with your disagreement. Okay, if we're gonna argue something, let's be intelligent about it. Let's be like men about it, man.
All right, I'm back. Can you hear me? I fixed it.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I can hear you. Repeat what you were saying.
Okay, no, what I was saying, right, was that like when I and I don't pay I don't, man, we've been on here for years. I don't pay old boy no, I don't pay the old boy no mind. He can say what he want. Um what I was saying was that when I said something about the guys tricking, right? Like you was just like, so what? That's the only thing. That's the only reason why I say, I'm not coming at you. You my brother.
Yeah, no
Um
doubt, no doubt.
but that's the only reason why I said it is because you was just kind of like, so what? And my whole thing is just like when people like me come and like criticize the tricking, people have a tendency to like um say that we dick policing. I don't care. You could do whatever you want. People you can buy pussy, right? Excuse my expression. You can pay for sex right here. If you want to do that, just do it. I personally don't care. What I'm saying is that if you're paying for sex, I will clown you. That's all I'm saying. People out here that can really get women and don't have to do any of that, we will clown you. That's the only thing that would, whether you're doing it here. I've been here for years. I have clown tricks right here before they started going overseas. So if you pay for sex, people like me will clown you. That's all. You could do whatever you want to do. I don't care.
He said
I'm
people
just
like,
gonna clown you. That's all.
yeah,
It's all
but
good.
but my thing is, but that's the thing. But if you don't care, why bother clowning someone? If you don't care. See, my thing is this, right? When I don't care about something, I'm just indifferent to it. I don't even pay any attention. That's what I do when I truly don't care about something.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you why. And then we're gonna let brother Mike speak. Right. Well, I ain't trying to run your show. Whatever.
Oh, no.
You
Nobody run my show but me. But
yeah,
ahead, say
exactly.
what you got to say.
I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why I can't speak for anybody but myself, but I can speak for a few people who think like me when we talk. The reason why is because these cats be going over there, right? And they be taking pictures and putting up videos and be like, yeah, this bad hit, this bad joint. And it's just like, what? Like you pay for that. That's like somebody renting a sports car, like renting a Lambo in Las Vegas and then stunting on the gram. It's just like, yeah, anybody could do that. It's like, yeah, anybody could get a prostitute, do you get your little tax return and you went and bought a prostitute. But fine, but you got the nerve to stunt on people who really like get chicks. Like it's corny. It's cause you gonna get clowned for that. It's the same thing as you showing a rented car and trying to stunt. It's like, bro, you don't get no points for that. You get clowned. That's all I'm saying. Do what you want. But people will clown you. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, hold on. I see Mike V's on here, but Rita Ops, who are you? Rita Ops?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, okay, Rita, okay. Anyway, all right, Mike V's on the panel. So Mike V, you can come on, say what you have to say. Well, you already on, but what you have to say concerning this topic, Mike V, and afterwards Rita Ops speak next.
Speaking as somebody, first of all, peace to everyone on the panel, peace to the chat. Speaking as someone who does travel pretty frequently to the continent, most brothers that I meet, they're not over there tricking. I think that there has been a distortion of the reality of brothers traveling. They take one or two incidents of guys on TikTok or Instagram or something like that, and then they extrapolate that across the whole entire passport bros movement, as well as the traveling brothers movement. A lot of this pushback is just basically attacking the agency of Black men. Because white men, when they go over to Latin America, especially Thailand and the Philippines, you don't see white guys or the white community trying to shame them and try to clown them. It's only when Black men decide that they want to exercise their agency and exercise their freedom of navigation and mobility. It seems like it would behoove people to actually engage these guys, to actually have a conversation with them, to understand, what exactly are they doing. When I travel, I'm mostly going for a peace of mind when it comes to consciousness, because I consider myself a Pan-Africanist, so I'm always trying to engage the continent as much as possible and try to get a better perspective on where I am spiritually, as well as community-wise, where I want to be. But I hear these sort of accusations about guys, tricking and stuff like that, but nobody really has any evidence that this is actually happening, because nobody's on the ground verifying any of this.
I've first of all, I've seen it personally. And to Mike, do you consider yourself? Because I've even put videos of me traveling. Oh my God, over a decade ago. But do you consider yourself, Mike? Do you consider yourself a quote close quote passport bro?
I was traveling before there was a such thing as a passport bro, but I understand what their movement is about. It's a fraternity of men, who enjoy traveling as Black men.
Do you consider yourself a passport bro?
I'm not a part of that movement, but I understand the movement. Yes.
Okay, cool. Wacky, you there?
He stepped away, but Rita Ops, you can go.
Yeah, so like I was saying in the comment section, I don't think that men going overseas and spending their money on hookers is as big of a deal as people make it out to be, because this is something that men have been doing since recorded history. So what's the big fuss about?
There is, as far as I'm concerned, there is no big fuss. You can do what you want to do. People do what they want to do. Like I'm just saying, it's something that me personally, I don't respect it, but I don't have to respect it. And people can do what they want to do. My religion is autonomy, bro. People can do whatever they want to do. However, I clown tricks over here. I clown tricks anyway. There's a fraternity of men who clown tricks. It's not we all know that. So it's all good.
So you said it's against your religion. Exactly what religion are you associated with?
what that was I said that in jest. I said my religion is autonomy. What that means is that autonomy, freedom, people's freedom to do whatever they want is something that I'm big on. So I don't have a problem with anybody, sleeping with or soliciting prostitutes. I don't personally do it, but and I kind of low key clown them. But it's all good. I don't see what the problem is. People, you probably have a problem with certain things that certain people do, and you clown them. Am I? You know what I'm saying? So what's the big deal?
No, it's not a big deal. It's just that it's like people try to overhype this. Like it's almost like being a trick is like the worst thing you can be in the Black community. I don't get it.
It's not the worst thing you could be, but it's all I'm saying is that there are some of us who we look down upon it. Just like everybody has something that they look down on. That's all. But I feel that if that's what people do, they're gonna do it. And if you're gonna do it, right? This is my personal opinion. If you're gonna do it, why? Right? Why, if you're in LA, you can go to Figueroa, have all the fun you want. You know what I'm saying? You can go right here. I'm in New York. You can go right here. They got host shows all over the place, right? They got things online. Why are you traveling all the way to another country to do something that you could do right here in your own backyard?
But are those culturally the same women? I mean, would you compare someone from Figueroa, to let's say a woman in Sao Paulo? I don't know if you can do that.
To me, the cultural differences are very small, and a prostitute is a prostitute. See, what happens is that a lot of these men are traditional women crazy. So especially in parts of Latin America and Spanish speaking countries in the Caribbean, right? They get these women, and the woman will not only be their little prostitute, but they'll cook and clean for them. And they're such nuts for this like illusion, this girlfriend experience, like that. A lot of them, right? If you're a prostitute here, they'll be like, you dirty hoe, but they'll go over there and they'll marry a street walking flatback whore. Yeah, and you understand what I'm saying? So to me, it's like the mentality is just real weird. But that's just my opinion, dog. It don't mean anything. I ain't stopping nobody from doing nothing. But that's just how I see it.
But my thing, hold on, let me say this. But once again, like I said before, right? I'm totally indifferent when it comes to males who want to spend their money in exchange for sexual advances, right? I'm indifferent towards that. That's not something that I personally do, but now I'm indifferent. I don't give a damn. That's my thing. I don't care. And because I don't care, I'm indifferent. So if a brother or sister, because they be tricking also, right? But if somebody decide to go to, let's say, Kingston, Jamaica, or Sao Paulo to trick instead of going to Figueroa or anywhere in New York City to trick, I don't care. I really don't. I really don't. If that's what you choose to do, that's on you.
But what I find interesting is that if you had to go out on a basic date, if you went on Bumble or one of these other dating apps, you go to the movies, beyond a matinee, you're talking about $20 a pop on a ticket. So you're talking about $40. You go out to dinner, you're probably talking about $50 on a plate at a decent restaurant. So you already spent $140. And if you want to get some glasses of wine or something like that, you're probably spending another $10 to $15 on a glass. So now you're already up to about $160, $175 with tips and whatnot. What's the difference between going on one of these apps and going out on a casual date versus a guy traveling to go have a cultural experience? I don't see what the
one is more convenient.
Okay, if I may, that is the old trope. You paying for it one way or another. And I just want to say once again, some of us don't pay for it at all, right? That's when a person has taken and they've made every relationship in their life a transactional relationship. Some of us, once again, we don't do that. And there's a difference between tricking, right, and hosting, right? If I take a woman out and we start dating, she's going to pay for me at some point also, period, right? That's the difference, my brother, right? And some people who are dedicated tricks and they're dedicated to this traditional thing,
30
they'll
seconds, G.
never
30
pay it.
seconds.
And that's you. And I'm done.
All right. So afterwards will be Rita Op will speak afterwards, and afterwards will be MOT. After MOT will be Brownsburg. So Rita Ops, go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay, so earlier I pointed out the hypocrisy of the Passport Bros, how they put on this okay, so basically they say, I don't want to be a cleanup man in America, but then they go overseas and marry a single mother.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, you're a red pill in America and you're blue pill overseas, like someone said in the comment section.
Hello?
That's all I have to say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So MOT, you up next. You got the floor.
All right. I don't care about what any of these guys say. We're going to do whatever we're going to do, and you're going to do whatever you're going to do. I know these guys don't do this stuff offline because they're still alive. If you were to go up to somebody with this type of talking point inside your head would be knocked clean off of your face so fast.
Hold on. MOT. Let's not go there.
No. Okay.
Let's not go there. Bro.
Okay. Let's be diplomatic. The outcomes that we have in the community, we deserve a free choice to go elsewhere and do whatever we want to do. Because when it came for women to do what they wanted to do, I didn't see none of these guys around stopping these women from destroying the actual outcomes of the community itself. So it seems like we only want to police men, but we don't want to police the actual women. So here's the thing. All are responsible for our own outcomes in this world. You're not going to be able to stop me or anybody else from traveling to get that outcome wherever we go. This is some internet stuff. I guarantee you, no matter what city that you're in, you have not went to your international airport looking for men who are traveling somewhere else. And
you cutting in and out, MOT. Yeah, you're borging. Yeah, you're borging, MOT. You're borging. Yeah.
Can I just say something? What did anyone say here? And maybe I'm wrong.
Hold on. Let Brownsburg speak, and then OG, I'll let you speak.
Okay,
after.
no problem.
Brownsburg, you got the floor.
Oh, my MOT, finish up, bro. I'll let MOT finish.
MOT is your.
I'm in a
audio
bad
okay?
area. No, I'm in a bad area. I'm looking for an exit to stop, so that way I can keep going. But you can go to somebody else, and then I'll come back, and then I will re-explain this, and I'll give a homework assignment to people who are so down with the way that they actually think about this. Let's give them a homework assignment so they can put some actual practicality behind the things that they say online. So I hope.
So Brownsburg, you go, and then afterwards, friendly neighborhood OG.
All right, man. Peace. Look, listen. I'm proud of brothers being able to travel, express themselves. I'm proud of brothers that because before it was like black men didn't really openly talk about traveling, or at least when I came up on YouTube, when I officially made my channel, it wasn't really these conversations. Usually, like I said, it was a lot of brothers that were still trying to make negotiations with Keisha. And I said, there's no reason to make any negotiations with Keisha. Who cares? So my whole entire message to Passport Bros, which I've said from the very beginning, I have no problem with brothers traveling, but I hope that if you guys are traveling, you guys are creating business ventures out there and doing all these different things so that you can show young brothers like, hey, you can have the time of your life out here and you can actually invest your money into this, that, and the third while you're out in these different countries. Like I said, man, because even when there's certain panels that go on with the so-called pick-me's, they like to call them, and the women that's male identified, usually a lot of the time is that the so-called pick-me or the male identified woman is making content or making a stream where she's talking about how the black women need to learn their lessons and da-da-da-da. I don't give a shit. I said I date who I want, and that's it, and that's all. But to end this off, These guys go on a panel just to complain about the Western women. And I'm like, shut the fuck up about the Western women. Worry about the women you care about over there. You understand? Like I said, at the end of the day, y'all, it was only, I'm sorry, Wacky, I'm going to try to finish this up as fast
Yeah,
as
you
possible.
got 30 seconds, bro.
Yeah. It was only one brother on that panel that mentioned anything about business and real estate. The rest of them were complaining about Western women. Make it make sense, Brownsburg.
All right. Friendly neighborhood OG, you up next.
Okay.
Let me go.
I am personally happy to see.
Hold on. Let friendly neighborhood OG speak, and then MOT, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm personally happy to see Black men travel. I put up a video almost a decade ago. I put one video when I went to India. I had another video, parts of a video when I was in Dominican Republic. Had parts of a video when I was in Puerto Rico. I've been traveling for. Am I wrong? Am I lying, Wacky?
Oh no, you're not lying. I saw the video when you went to India.
All right.
I saw that.
So I have no problem with people, and I've actually encouraged Black men to travel, right? And I'm closing it up right here. But what it's not the Black men traveling that I don't really have a problem with. It's just something that I clown on. It's what you're traveling for. And the last thing I'm going to say is, what did anyone say here? I could be wrong. What did anybody say here that was fighting words? I just didn't see it. Did anybody say something like disrespectful? Did I miss something? And I'm gonna close right there.
Go ahead, MOT. Go ahead.
Business and worried about what men are doing with everywhere else that they're actually going. That's the fighting words. Trying to put actual stipulations on us that you're not putting on the people who are here within this space. I don't think you went to any Black community that is messed up and put stipulations on how they're going to deal with these women given the outcomes that we have. I'm just saying this. There needs to be a very forceful interaction with people, because Robert, this conversation was 7 or 8 times. 7 or 8 times that we have, because a lot of people have a real problem with male agency. A lot of people have a problem with that. And once you start trying to come in and do stuff, when we already have an outcome.
Yeah, MOT, you're borging again.
Things are not being polluted.
MOT, you're borging again, bro. Yeah. I know. I can't hear you.
I can't hear
cutting in and out. I hear you now, but you usually have it's usually a thing where you clear, and then afterwards you cut out, then you cut back in, then you cut back out. So it's back and forth. It's in and out.
Yeah, I see that I'm bad LTE area. I'm in the mountains of Poconos. So I'm at. All right. So it's just that. Here's the thing. When you start government
you still borging, bro. Yeah, MOT, you're still borging, bro. Now it's even worse. Yeah.
Can I speak?
Yeah, it's even worse, MOT. Yeah, man. So MOT, if you could fix your audio, you fix your audio. Well, you say you in the mountains. Yeah, you probably have no control over that. But all right, Rita Ops, go ahead, man.
All right, so I want to see Black men happy, but I don't see traveling as a real solution to Black men's problems, because what's the goal of the Passport Bros? Are we supposed to do like a mass exodus to another country?
Where do you live?
Well, right now I'm currently in the States, the US.
You was finished, bro? I thought you had more.
Well, I was waiting for somebody to answer my question.
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was rhetorical. Just ask it one more time, bro.
So I was asking, okay, so is traveling to another country supposed to be a solution to Black men's problems? What's the goal of the Passport Bros? Are we supposed to do a mass exodus to another country?
I won't. I'm not quote unquote a passport, bro. I do have a passport. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's a mass exodus. I think it's just certain groups of men who have figured going to a different country. It usually revolves around relationships and dealing with women. It seems like, maybe I'm wrong. Somebody cut me off if I am wrong. It does seem as if like the men that are talking about being a passport bros are looking for a relationship in which they can't find in America. But for to say it mass exodus, no, I don't think they're trying to go for a mass exodus. I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think most of the passport bros are looking for a mass exodus, because if if their end goal was to have a mass exodus, I don't think it would be called passport bros. It'd probably be called um what's this called, Patriot Bros, something like that, or expat bros,
Expat bros.
expat bros. And but you do have some of the passport bros who make the transition in being an expat. So so I just think that with the passport bros, with their whole agenda is to get black males to just open up their minds and just travel to other parts of the world and see different parts of the world. In my opinion, I'm not a passport bro, but that's my opinion when I see the videos of different members of the passport bros community. But Mike, you got the floor.
Yeah, I just find this to be interesting because the question only comes up for black men. It's not about other groups of men who do it too, right?
Thank you.
There's a lot of channels on YouTube with white men who travel and whatnot. Nobody ever questions these guys. I see a lot of a lot of white men who backpack their way through Africa. No one ever questions whether or not that guy's going to pay for cooch. I think that there is a slight a slighting of black men exercising agency. Like, this is foreign to a lot of people in the community, that the idea that you can just up and leave. Ice Cube didn't leave his neighborhood until he was like 21 or something like that. He didn't leave his zip code, which is actually interesting, because a lot of black men in this space also feel the same exact way, that they pretty much have not left the block. Never been to an airport, never had to register a passport. I mean, we covered this on the Brain Trust a few years ago about traveling, how to go about it and whatnot, but we never identified it as passport bros. And so I think I think what's happening here is the shaming of black men traveling, because there's black women who travel too, quiet as kept. I won't mention her channel on here, but there's a whole entire movement of black women who just up and go to Dubai and these other places, and no one's talking about that. They're only talking about black men. And so I think that there needs to be some some introspective as to why black men are traveling, without actually assuming that it's purely for sex. A lot of brothers in the space do speak a second language, whether it's Creole, French, or Portuguese or Spanish. There's even a few brothers in the space who speak Mandarin. So I think we should take these things into consideration as well.
Can you guys okay, so I want to address the brother. There's a few people who have been, because I'm a content creator. I don't just do this, is like my little side thing. There are a few black men on here who have been creating well, first of all, they've been black men who've been traveling for years. There's a few people on here who've been creating travel content for a long time, one of them being a guy by the name Passport Heavy, right? And no one has a problem with that. A lot of the people a lot of the black men, right, who identify as passport bros, right, when they put up content, it is almost exclusively about sex and women, right? So that is why people are getting on them. It's because there are tons of people on here who they just go travel, right? And the women too, who just go travel, right? And whatever they do is what they do. But they don't make traveling, they don't make the videos, and they showing the girls ass, they showing the girls titty. I mean, there's a guy on here who was in there tongue kissing a prostitute. Y'all might, I ain't gonna say his name, y'all might know who and seen it, right? I think it was in Costa Rica, right? And he'll tell you the prices of the whores and all this stuff, right? So a lot of the guys, and I'm laying right now, a lot of the guys who call them, not just men who travel and make content, a lot of the people who call themselves passport bros are doing it for sex, and they're showing you that they're doing it for sex. I'm done.
Okay, but okay, a friendly neighborhood OG. My thing is this, right? Once again, so what? That's my so what? No, I'm not trying to be a smart ass, man. Neighborhood OG. I ain't trying to be a smart ass, but I personally, in my eyes, if that's what they're doing, I don't care. Like, what you gonna shame? I mean, like we've seen this shit in so-called black culture where we glorify the booty shaking shit like that, right? And when the whole booty shaking and glorifying sex and shit like that within the realms of American culture is concerned, a lot of people don't give a fuck about it, right? But then when you got brothers that travel overseas and do the same shit, now people in America are pretending to give a fuck and saying something about it. To me, I just find that concept to be interesting.
Wacky, can I say this one thing? In pertains to that, I do have a feeling like I don't care. I mean, because at the end of the day, traveling to these different places is a great experience. I've always thought that. I don't care if you decide to go ahead and date or marry a woman overseas. That's your business. Who am I to get in between that? Because now you have content creators that's coming on here talking about, look at passport bros. You look at passport bros. And I'll be honest with you, they are dick policing. And they're dick policing to drive up their views, which is lame. So, I mean, to friendly OG, I get it. But in an aspect, I mean, a man should enjoy his life. I'm just telling brothers, don't mention the women in the States now. Fuck them. Like, do your business. Just don't mention America. Don't mention women in the States, because it seems as if like certain conversations you're doing is kind of like to tease the American women. When I'm like, man, fuck the American women. Worry about the women you dealing with right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole entire piece on it.
30 seconds, bro.
Yeah, that's my only entire piece on it. I might drop down. Peace.
Can I speak?
Hold on. Let Friendly Neighborhood OG respond to my statement and all Brownsburg statements, and then Rita Ops, you can speak, and then Mike can speak. Go ahead, OG.
Okay. I know here's the deal. We all have something, right? We all have something that we voice our opinions on that we think is whack. Everyone does. Everybody does. Okay. Everybody looks at something and be like, man, what? And what I'm saying is, first of all, as a person who's been traveling the world for a long time, do it. Right. And if you pay for sex, I clown you. And that's it. So my so what is like, is so what? My whole thing is just like, if you pay for sex and somebody like me is clowning you, then so what? Enjoy yourself. Like I don't have the right. I can't stop you from doing. I can't stop anybody from doing anything. But I do have the right to clown you. And that's all. It's not a big deal. Go fuck whores. Excuse my expression. Go have sex with whores. Yo, do it till your brain catches fire. I don't care. But I'll clown you. That's all. People clown people. What's the big deal? What's the big deal?
All right, man.
You a clown. Like, what's the big deal? I'm done.
All right, man. All right, Rita Ops, go ahead. I mean, I respect that, OG. I respect that, man. He said, I do have the right to clown you. All right, go ahead, Rita Ops. Go ahead. Yeah.
I want to make a statement about the backlash. And by the way, if I seem awkward, it's because this is my first time on a panel. I get nervous when I speak in public places. But anyways, I believe that a lot of this backlash towards Black men who travel has a lot to do with ego. Black men like us, we're not supposed to have options. We're supposed to be the dorks who get rejected by women. And we're supposed to be basically the punching bags of the street dudes so that they can have somebody they can feel superior to. And anybody got a response to that?
Is that all? Or okay, that's all you got? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Mike, you got something to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think that misandry plays a significant role in this. A lot of hatred and disdain for Black men who exercise agency. Because like I said, I don't hear anybody going in on white men who travel at all. It's only reserved specifically for Black men. And like the brother just said, ego plays a significant role here. Black men have not learned to engage each other from a place of equality and respect. It's always about trying to one up somebody and clowning them and feeling that they have the right to do so. It doesn't make any sense, because when it comes down to camaraderie, we can't build any camaraderie. We can't organize or do anything because somebody is clowning another person. And it's like, where does that come from when we're adults? I can understand that at the teenage level, but when we're full grown adults, I don't see the the necessity to actually clown the next man. I've never clowned anybody. You know, when I was in Rwanda during the pandemic, or just at the beginning of the pandemic, there was a brother over there from Brooklyn who came to Kigali to meet his wife. I don't. Well, now it's his wife, but I don't know what kind of app he was on or whatever. But he went over there, he met her, and I saw him at the hotel. I could tell by the fitted hat and the New York fitted hat and everything else that this guy's definitely from the States. And when I asked him, he said, "Yeah, from the States." You know, I saw his girl come downstairs, and you know, she was from, you know, she's a Rwandan woman, and the dude had a Kool-Aid smile from ear to ear, man. He was happy, man. He ended up proposing to her. And so what I'm saying here is we can't automatically assume that
30 seconds, Mike. 30 seconds.
Yeah, we can't automatically assume that when brothers do travel, man, it's for these sort of insecure reasons as to why they're over there, man. Some guys, man, they find their zen over there, and that's just the end of it.
You know, I do believe that, okay, both Mike and Friend Neighborhood OG and even Rita Ops, all three of y'all make good points, right? But I definitely agree with what Mike said towards the end of his statement, that basically when it comes to black males who travel to overseas, we do have to judge it on a case-by-case basis and can't just assume that all or most are just doing it or just going overseas just to, you know, sow their royal oats. You know, I mean, even though we could all agree that exists also, but once again, we have to judge it from a case-by-case basis at the same time. But go ahead, excuse me, go ahead, Friend Neighborhood OG, go ahead.
All right. I never said that everybody. First of all, I even said that I've been traveling for, oh my God, decades, right? I never said that everybody who travels is traveling for sex, right? If that gentleman went over there to Kigali, is one of the places that I'm planning to go to, knock on wood right here. If that gentleman went over there, he got himself a nice woman. If, because I'm saying what I'm saying, y'all think that I would clown that, then you obviously have not really understand a word that I said. I was specifically addressing the gentlemen who refer to themselves as passport bros and broadcast themselves with prostitutes, right? I'm not talking about world travelers. I'm not talking about anybody who's looking for a wife. I'm not talking about any of that stuff, right? I'm specifically talking about those who use that moniker and go over there and film themselves chasing, looking for, and having relations with prostitutes. Did I make my, and I say this respectfully, like, do y'all understand where I'm coming from? And I'm done.
I understand where you're coming from, but I guess my question is, you know, what do you get from that?
What do I get? I get to talk shit, and that's my right as a human being. Like, is that? And I say this respectfully, like, what's the big deal? Like, I don't understand. What is the big deal? Like, I can clown somebody. Like, what is the big deal? People clown me. Everybody gets clowned. Why are we so sensitive in this day and age? This is life, bro.
I don't think it's a matter of sensitivity. I think when you're having two adult males, two black men, more specifically, engage each other, there is a, there is a some preset conditions that we have, when we engage each other. And so if you clown me, I don't think you have my best interests. Especially if we don't know each other. And, if I nod my head to you and you don't nod your head back, I know we're not on the same page. But if you clown me for what I may think is in my best interest and you don't think it's in my best interest because you feel like you just want to clown me, that may not end very well for one of us.
Okay.
All right,
So,
hold on. Let me cut in right here. Go ahead, bro. Let me cut in. But my thing is this, right? Is that it's one thing to disagree. And I stated this in this video earlier. It's one thing to disagree or to have a personal disagreement, right? But to quote unquote clown someone. Now, in one person's eyes, that you may seem as I just have the freedom to do it, or it's nothing personal, but I just look down to what you do. But the next person may look at that a little bit differently and say, okay, if you're going to make derogatory statements about me and disrespect me when I haven't done nothing to you just because you disagree with me over something, then it's going to be a problem. See, that's just the thing, though. It's just like, it's just like, especially when you don't really know a person that well. You could just say, well, I'm not, and OG, I'm not trying to dictate what you should do, what you shouldn't do. You're a grown man. You could do and say whatever the fuck you want to do and say, right? But I'm just giving my opinion and my perspective and how I observe that concept. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But,
well, did I call anyone? I did use the term trick, right? Outside of that, which is a very general statement. Outside of that, did I call anybody out of their name? Or did I say did I address anybody directly? I'm just really trying to understand why the backlash at me. I don't respect people. I don't respect people who pay for sex, whether you do it here, whether you do it anywhere, right? So that is me clowning, but I'm not going to go up to nobody. Hey, you old. When did I call somebody out their name? Like I don't get it. But I don't have to respect people that, and I'm not going to respect somebody. There's lots of things I don't respect, but I'm not going to respect somebody that pays for sex, bro. Like, I mean, that's cool. We all have people. We all have a barometer of respect that we give the world, right? But all of a sudden now, I'm the bad guy. Well, I just got to be the bad guy then.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, okay, hold on, Rita Ops. I'll let you speak. I know you've been patiently waiting. I'll let you speak. But I personally am not saying you the bad guy. I don't know if anyone else is saying that, but I'm not saying you the bad guy. So I don't want you to feel that I'm trying to make you as some sort of villain in this. You have an opinion, and that's fine. You have the right to that opinion. But the thing is, I'm just saying that, like, for example, like we could respect, we could disagree without disrespecting. That's all I'm saying.
Please, somebody let me know if I said something that was disrespectful. By all means, let me know. I will apologize. I will apologize if I said something disrespectful.
But OG, in general, you said that, hey, I don't care, quote, I don't care if someone chooses to pay for sex, but I will clown you. I mean, yes. What does that entail? Okay, when you quote unquote clown somebody, what does that what do you do when you clown someone? Usually when someone is clowning another person, they're actually making derogatory statements about them, right? To make them look bad. That's the whole point of clowning, right? Dissing somebody, cracking jokes on someone. Roasting somebody. That's all the same. That all these terms have the same meaning if you want to break it down.
Okay.
Poking fun of someone. That's what clowning is. You're poking fun of that person. But what I'm trying to say, OG, is that other people, when you clown someone, other people is not going to take it. Might take it a real serious way. They're going to take it seriously. But go ahead. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm back.
I know.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Okay. I know Rita Ops, he wanted to say something. Yeah, Rita Ops, are you Prius on the chat?
Yeah, I'm also Prius.
Okay, Prius 2099. Okay. I told Rita Ops that he can speak after me. So, but I know OG wants to respond to what I had to say. So, OG, I'm going to give you a quick response. I'm going to let you have the floor and respond real quickly. You got like about a minute to respond. And afterwards, I want Rita Ops to speak. And after Rita Ops will be MOT. Go ahead, OG. You got 1 minute, bro.
I would love to hear what Rita Ops has to say. When I say clown, right, like I just mean that I look down on it, and I will be like, yo, he paid for sex. He's a trick. You know what I'm saying? Because I look down on it, and that's it. I don't know what else to say. And if that's a big deal, well, then I just got to be prepared, right? I'm a grown ass man, right? And it just is what it is, and I'm done.
And hold on, man. I'll say something. Yo, Eisen Sama, Janadrian Batard, I keep telling you, I keep saying, stop disrespecting people, man. Listen, we could sit there and disagree without having to disrespect individuals, man. Okay, Janadrian, you're on timeout, bro. You don't know when to stop. All right. Next motherfucker that keep trying to come and disrespect people on the panel, and not have the guts to come on the panel themselves and say what they have to say, they getting timed out too. Okay, so Rita Ops, go ahead.
So OG, you can go ahead and talk your shit because I'm one of those tricks that you clown. Because I don't have a problem admitting that I trick my money off on females overseas. I don't care what the dating coaches say where they tell you got to stay in America and you got to learn game and alpha your way through things. I don't have time for that. I just like to get straight to the point. And, you know, it's more of a convenience. You know, I don't think it's necessarily because men just can't get women in America. It's more of a convenience. You know, why spend hundreds of dollars on a female in America who probably won't even sleep with you when you can just go overseas and pay some hooker $40? And she probably is going to look better than the women in the States. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Like, all right, check. Can you hear me now? Like Roberto?
Yeah, you're clear now. You're loud and clear right now. Yeah.
All right, I'm at a mountain's top rest area, so I know you could be able to hear me now. So here's the thing. This is a disrespectful conversation. It's very disrespectful conversation. I mean, the conversation is disrespectful. It's disrespectful for people to not understand that attacking free male choice when we've seen the outcomes of female free choice is a problem. It's disrespectful for a person not to understand that and want to come and have this type of conversation. It's like me. I'm an atheist. It's none of my business what people who are in the Christian church are doing. My opinion about the Christian church does not matter because I am not a Christian. If I am not a Muslim, what's going on in the Muslim space is not my priority. It's not my prerogative. But the problem is we have black men who understand the limits of female agency. They understand the limits of Maggle's agency. They understand the limitation of a person who brag about supposedly how much sex they get. But if you take somebody else's agency to leave your crop and group of women alone and deal with something else other than them, now we got to put all these stipulations on why somebody does something. The reason why the passport bros don't come to people who are non-passport bros is because you're not part of the group. And if you're not part of the group, then you don't have the say of what goes on within the group. And any stipulations you put on us, we could just turn around like, look, all the women that you had access to, did you build businesses for those women in those communities? The answer is obviously not. But see, I wouldn't be as disrespectful to ask such a question like that because I already know the answer. And those are not my group and crop of people. This is not really that hard. This is what I'm saying about why it needs to raise to the level it needs to be raised to. Like these people are not dumb. They know exactly what they're doing. Like this type of conversation is not even needed. I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. I don't know what goes on within that group. How on earth can I say, well, you know what? If Hebrew Israelites are going to practice their religion, then they got to do X, Y, and Z. I would never be able to even fix my mouth to do that because I am not a Hebrew Israelite. Like we don't understand
30 seconds. 30
boundaries.
seconds, MOT.
We don't understand boundaries. And the only way to get these boundaries back is to have these people do this stuff without the comp of being online. Because I can tell you, you're not going up to any international airport, checking the docketing, seeing the black men in that area, and quote unquote clowning them for going somewhere else. The problem is we don't understand boundaries, and this is a very childish discussion because this is a boundaries level conversation when we have way bigger problems than worrying about keeping men within an environment that don't suit them.
All right, MOT.
Thank
All
you.
right, MOT. 30 seconds over.
I just want to say something real quick now that I'm about to get out of here. And thank you, O, for having me on the panel. At not one time in this entire conversation that I ever say somebody couldn't do something, shouldn't do something, have to stay here, You can go wherever you choose, wherever you please. You can do whatever you want. That's your right. I said before, my religion is autonomy, which means freedom to do whatever you want to do as long as you ain't hurting nobody. Do whatever you want to do. I don't have to respect it. However, thank you guys. Thank y'all for letting me speak, and have a great evening to all.
Now you got to go. Okay.
I don't have to go, but it's just getting real weird in here. But
No, it's not.
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
real
Hold on,
weird.
hold on, hold on,
It's
hold on.
not
All right,
getting
all
real
right, all
weird,
right,
bro.
all right. We chill out. All right, y'all two chill out. All right, y'all two chill out. OG, if you have to go, bro, you gotta go, man. If you gotta go, you know, you're gonna have the peace in here. All right. But all right. But it's just go ahead, Emerson. You got it. You got the floor, bro.
Like this isn't a conversation on nowhere else but YouTube. I travel in many different circles, and there's a very reasonable way that this is actually being done in real life, because the people who don't have choices want to restrict the people who do and the people who can. That's always been the case. Um, we didn't stop people from destroying the community. We didn't put restrictions on those people. We didn't put restrictions on people trying to teach people game and all this kind of nonsense to wreck, ruin, and destroy their life. The only people we want to restrict are the people who just don't want to play anymore. And I'm sorry, but we have to be very forceful when talking to individuals who are being slick dissing and disingenuous. There's no need for these conversations. I guarantee you, you can swap passport bros and put anything else in here, and it would be just as disrespectful by having people trying to comment on something that they're here. Bronzebird is not stupid. He's had this conversation 7 or 8 times. Most of these game dudes, they talk exactly how these people talk. They have the same level of talking points. The problem is, it's getting real sick and tired, and there's only a couple of ways that you can be able to handle it. And one way is go to your international airport in your life, not online, and go up to one of those dudes that you want to clown for real and see how real it gets when you are a stranger not respecting the autonomy of another person. You see, this childish shit is some internet shit. I guarantee you, I'm with my culturally married wife, I don't have these problems in real life. I don't run across these dudes in real life. I don't run across them. This is merely some childish stuff that happens on the internet because we don't respect the free autonomy of others. The only thing
All right,
Passport
30
Bros
seconds.
is,
30 seconds.
it's just free ability to do whatever you want. But you say that you're for, then all of a sudden there has to be a problem or something. I say this: once you start bragging on the actual women that you're actually with, or trying to make somebody respect the shit that you own, you lose. I don't have to do it. I never will do it, because this stuff is very easy to just mind your own goddamn business and leave people alone. That's all I got. Thanks.
Yeah. And that's my thing is that all right, we can have we can express a difference of perspective. We can say, okay, what you may think is cool, I may not think is the right thing. That's why I don't engage in the same practice, right? But let's leave it there. And that's how I am with someone tricking. That's not something that I personally may do. But if the next person chooses to do it, hey, that's on you. That's the way I look at it. And the thing is that the concept, I mean, whenever you have people, and I'm not speaking from neighborhood OG's point of view, I'm speaking from just in general, right? Is that when people start talking about the whole tricking part, males going overseas to trick, at the same time, once again, you have to judge it from a case by case basis. But okay, let's just go with the passport bros, right? Where a large portion of the passport bros are accused of going overseas just to trick, right? My thing is, okay, is that a lot of people who critique them on these things, I don't think they're real sincere about why they're critiquing the passport bros. I don't think they are. I think really a lot of people just don't like to see black male agency, but they use the whole tricking trope as just as just a flashcard to try to condemn the passport bros, where in reality they just don't. Some people just don't like to see black male agency. Thus, they use the whole, this whole lie about black males are going overseas in order to be in order to engage in shit. What's that goddamn word? In order to engage in pedophilia and all that. All these other stereotypes and shit like that. But my thing is this: even if you got the passport bros that's going overseas and they decide to spend money on females, my thing is, once again, so what? So what? A lot of people are doing it. Other groups of people are doing it, and I see little to no retaliation towards other groups of people who are doing it. Right? Once again, there's documentaries. There's a documentary here on YouTube where you got Caucasian females from Europe who openly admit that they go to places like Jamaica and certain parts of Africa strictly to buy some, you know what. And I see little to no pushback. So it's like, but all of a sudden, when so-called black males are allegedly doing it, here's a whole lot of pushback. I don't get that. To me, it's just very hypocritical when it comes to why people are shaming passport bros. But I'm sorry to be a little long-winded. I know Rita Ops had something to say. After Rita Ops, it'll be Eisen Sama. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you for letting me on to the panel, even though I didn't have much to say. But I just want to say that black men should be free to do whatever they want with anybody, as long as they're not hurting anybody, and as long as it's with two consenting adults. And I want to touch on something. I actually have an uncle who's in the Navy, and from what I hear, prostitution is pretty common amongst the female sailors. So I wonder, why is it that there isn't a big fuss about women joining the military and engaging in prostitution? Why is this? It's like it's a big fear about black men choosing to sleep with a woman of a different ethnicity overseas. All right, that's all.
I can tell you that, and it's very true for the Air Force as well. The problem is they understand and respect female agency. They just don't understand and respect other black men, or male agents. That's the problem. And the problem is just a lack of regard for people who can mind their own business. Like it's like if you swap it with anything else, it's not hard, but it's just that these people are trying to protect the inventory for the women. They're trying to make themselves.
Yeah, MOT, be real quick, because I want Eisen Sama to have his turn to speak.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Right.
Okay, but if you want to finish up real quick, I'll just give you 30 seconds, and then Eisen Sama could speak and give his opinion.
The problem is, and it's too easy to do this. It's too easy to disrespect men and act like you're not disrespecting.
Yo.
It's too easy to do that. Oh, somebody's dog barking.
Go ahead, continue, Eisen. Continue.
Okay.
I mean, MOT. Continue, MOT.
Yeah. So it's like this. If we could just have a moratorium on stop worrying about what other men are doing with their dick, the whole thing would dry up in a heartbeat. The problem is the people who are staying here have to bolster their actual self-esteem for the actual inventory that they're staying with. And the passport bros are doing the exact same thing. They're bolstering their self-esteem for the women that they have access to.
All right, MOT. I gotta pass the mic to Eisen Sama because he's been waiting patiently.
All right. Hey, Wacky, I'm about to drop down right quick.
All right, go ahead. All right, peace.
All right. First and foremost, thanks for having me up, Wacky. And after you said what you said, this is your house, so I did back out. I just had to start out by saying, first of all, when somebody says starting off, I say this respectfully, they mean all kinds of disrespect about what they're about to say next, and they know it. these people, they're not new. I've seen these people all of my life. Uh, and um, and usually the people who talk about others tricking the most, they're doing the most out there. Uh, I think the one thing that I've learned that the problem is that these guys that they're complaining about, they're not doing it to where they can benefit from it, and that's all. That's all there is to it.
I mean, so Sama, let me say this because this person, I know this person in real life, friend in the neighborhood OG. Now, maybe you're right in general, but friend in the neighborhood OG, he's a cool person in real life, you know. So I know this brother in real life, and to defend this brother, he's not a disrespectful individual in real life. You know, he's not. Even though I disagree with some of the things that he said on here, but he's not a person that would, you know, I'm saying he's not a person. If he's a person, he's respectful. He's respectful. He's not a person that's going to say, I say this respectfully and then disrespect you. But I'm saying that in regards to him individually. But in general, when people do that in general, I may say you have a point. But
Um, the reason why I think it applies to him too, well, I know it does because right afterwards he said, "I'm going to clown you niggas."
he said that as far as people tricking and stuff like that.
Yeah, right after that he said. After that he followed up with, "I'm going to clown you niggas."
But in general, he's not a person that's going to disrespect you after he say that. Listen, no disrespect. I know this brother in real life, so that's why I'm saying in general, when people do that, maybe, but with him specifically, I don't think it applies. And this is coming from a brother who knows him in real life for years. But all right, Janadrian, you got the mic, man. Man, I had to put you on timeout, man, because I told you to stop it with the stuff that you was doing. But go ahead, man.
No, no, look. I'm not trying to disrespect them and stuff like that. I agree with MOT saying. I agree with it's in some of the saying. It may be your boy, he may be your homie and all that, but all he's saying that he's not disrespecting. He's trying to clown. He's trying to clown class what both the traveling. I mean, like what business is of his? What business is of any black man for them to get involved with another black man's doing and stuff like that. He said he don't care about what we do or how we travel and stuff like that, or if he tricking stuff like that. So what? Other men tricking America and stuff like that, but it's how he carries himself and stuff like that. He may not say disrespect, but he say he don't care about his travel, but he gonna clown us and stuff like that. Like what is that? I mean, ain't that not what disrespect is? So at the end of the day, it's like did police and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not trying to come in your homeboys the wrong way and stuff like that. It's just how he was saying it indirectly and stuff like that. I think it's not anybody's concern of business if we try what we do and stuff like that. It's just leave people alone, just let them do what they do and stuff like that. I know it's a little bit kind of noisy because I'm in the gym and that's all I had to say, man. This did police and tell another black man what to do and yada yada yada. It just needs to stop, man. It just needs to stop. Point blank. Period. No black man should be telling another black man what to do. It doesn't matter who you are, where you from. You wouldn't want nobody coming up to you in person telling you what to do. Like, Wack, would you want somebody coming up to your face telling you what to do, bro? Would you fall for that? I'm just saying.
I mean, it's just a disrespectful thing to even have the conversation. Like, it's no different when Lucario does it. It's no different when other people do it. But it's something that just don't need to be done. And like, if you like me, I'm an atheist. I understand and respect people's religious differences. How many streams have you had me come online and start dissing people's religion? I don't. Why? I already respect it. So therefore, there's no need for me to be on some hidden kind of outwardly disrespect toward a certain group if I already understand that. The problem is they do these little edge things against people. They act like we don't see this stuff. That's why I'm like, look, I could tell that they haven't went to any international airport and did this to a dude in the actual airport. Call yourself doing that some on the spot stuff. There's a very clear way that that will be handled. But online, we do this kind of stuff online that don't happen in the real world because there are no passport bros in the real world. You know, there is no check mark on the passport bros when you get on the plane. Look, you pay for the ticket, you take your trip, you come back, you make videos about it, you do or you don't. It's either you respect the free will if somebody does it or not. But if they were to go inside of some community and do the same thing, they're more authentic than the next guy because they didn't have to go nowhere. So it's like we still don't respect people's free autonomy to do things, and that's all I got.
Like, who these people on YouTube think they are? Are they gods? Something like they create us and stuff like that? Are they their parents or something? Man, get out of here with that. Like, even if they went off tricking and traveling, why do you care so much? Is it affecting your life? Is it helping you pay your bills and etc.? Why do niggas on here care? I don't get that.
I mean, man, it's
There are
always
worse things
disrespect.
happening.
Yo, hold on. One person speaks at a time, man. Let MOT speak.
Okay.
Go ahead, MOT.
All right. Okay. No matter what, it's always disrespectful to have the conversation about limitation of people's choices. It's always disrespectful. There is no non-disingenuous way to have the conversation. Brownsburg go to 1,000 different streams and have the same level of conversation. You hear it all the time, but it's disingenuous to have it because the moment they get that real world experience or when they try somebody in real life, that's when they'll never do it again. But we got this blackmail cowardice shit going on where they come online and they keep doing this type of stuff like they care about the outcomes of the women, but none of these people was battling when these women was actually messing up the community in the first place. What they're trying to do is keep you on reserve status for these women when the women don't even ask for these dudes to do that type of assistance. Well, thanks for having me on, man. I gotta get back on it.
All right, no problem. No, hold on, but let me ask you something. Okay, so you saying that the conversation is disrespectful as far as males trying to limit what other males should do. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always disrespectful. Yes.
Okay. No, I respect that opinion. No,
I mean, because if I was a Muslim or something like that, not always coming in limiting you, but I have no limits on myself, then it's like, wait a minute, where does this start at? I have to start this free ability to respect people's boundaries at some point. But if the respecting the boundaries is, well, I don't have to do this to get a certain type of person, and I don't have to do that. But like, dude, this is why I came on and said nobody really cares about what you think. You're not part of the group. you can't police what's going on in a group if you're not part of it. I mean, you can have your opinions about it. I guess opinions are fine, but the opinions are still disrespectful. Needs to be unsaid. Like we always have this problem with male choice. We don't have this problem with female choice. Or people bragging about how much ass they got, which just means all the women that they destroyed. Nobody ever even talks about that. But at the end of the day, the men that they don't respect need to be restricted. So I don't know. It's just weird. All right,
okay.
man. No, y'all have a really nice night, man.
All right, MOT. All right, man. No problem. Thank you for coming on. Have a good night. Eisen Sama, you got something to add on?
No, I just got a little bit here and then I'm gonna go. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I just seen it too many times, especially from older guys in general. Now, I would never. Now they won't come at me like that normally because if they do, I immediately come right back at them. That age crap means nothing to me. When you're talking full of shit, I'm gonna call you out on it. And I think any guy who you got somebody talking to you and they're full of crap, you can call them out on it. And it's nothing to be scared about, regardless of how old they are, who they are, what position and title they hold.
All right, Eisen. Let's keep it on the topic of, the passport bros
That's
and
what.
why they being shamed.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it on that topic. That's what I mean by. I mean, calling somebody out on being full of crap on things. Is even as far as shaming somebody for doing nothing that's hurting anybody else. I mean, because it's not negatively affecting them. It's not hurting them. So I mean, shaming them for doing what they have the freedom to do. That's what I'm really keeping it on. But yeah, you shouldn't be ashamed for something that you have the freedom to do, and you're not breaking any laws. That's it. Thanks for having me on, Wacky.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But my thing is in general is that, the thing is that just the concept of black males traveling overseas, I think that a lot of people, so-called Black America, don't like that idea. They have a dislike for that idea. And I'm saying that, to me, something as simple as just traveling shouldn't be shamed. Now my thing is this: when it comes to people traveling overseas, is that I don't see. I have to disagree with MOT when it comes to what Brownsburg said, because now I wish that MOT was here, for I could say that directly to him. But the thing is that what I actually agree with what Brownsburg said when it comes as far as, okay, if you're going to travel, right, for regardless of what you're going to travel for, don't revolve it mostly or about females. That is, if that's the case. Some people do. Okay, there are different people who travel for different reasons. You got those who travel for whatever issues, for whatever, got different reasons for why people travel. But if we're talking about traveling, we have to put, you're going to meet girls and whatever if you're single and whatever. But also, we should put a lot of emphasis on just what traveling does to just your mind, and just increasing your worldview and your world and your knowledge about the world, and just catering your love of exploration for those who have this natural love for traveling and natural love for exploration and natural love to see new environments, new places, and being exposed to new cultures. To me, that's the most exciting part when it comes to traveling to different parts of the world. When you're exposed to these things in real life, new cultures, new experiences, people from other cultures, and you get to see their point of view and how they view life. If you tend to network and make friends with them. These things, to me, are some of the most exciting parts of traveling to different parts of the world. But if somebody wanna mess around with females, in which, to me, that's going to happen naturally. If you're a person that often travels, you might meet a certain somebody. But personally, when it comes, like I said, when it comes to the tricking aspect, my thing is that's not something that I do. But at the end of the day, I don't give a damn if the next person does it. That's the way I am. I'm indifferent towards that. I'm indifferent towards that. And once again, you can personally disagree with somebody on something, doesn't mean you have to clown them. But Janadrian, you got something to say?
Yeah, man, I really do agree with this whole bashing past brothers and stuff like that. It really has to stop, man. It really makes no sense, man. You see black men, you see black women doing it. They follow the ways of black feminists, even though they might turn on them, but they're just blind. But they're just blind and stuff like that. But this whole dick police and stuff like that, we black men shouldn't be telling other black men what to do. I don't care if you go overseas and trick and stuff like that. But to me, to be honest, I really think that you should. I really think that you should just travel and do things and do things and sound like travel overseas, like move in silence, like the quote gangsters moving signs and stuff like that, because too many passport bros be getting too many bashes and too too many harsh words spoken to them and stuff like that. I'm not part of the passport bro movement, but I understand what they're coming from and stuff like that. When white men travel, they don't get no basketball. When black men do it, all hell breaks loose. I think it's best if they travel overseas in silence and stuff like that, because what these passport bros are going through, they're going through a lot, man. They getting tons of backlash and stuff like that. That's all I want to say. I'm not trying to disrespect your homeboy and stuff like that, and saying him clowning, but it just needs to stop. That's all I have to say, man. And I'm off of here, man.
All right. Yeah, and that's my thing. You could, and once again, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's okay to disagree with someone paying for sex. It is okay for a person to personally disagree with the concept of people paying for sex. It is okay to disagree with that. But it is not okay to quote unquote clown or poke fun of it. And even though, friend neighborhood OG, when he came on the panel, he said he didn't say anything derogatory towards anyone over here. But it's just that, like I told him, come on, we all know what the term clowning means. When you say I'm going to clown someone, it means to poke fun of somebody. So with that, I disagree. I don't think that it's cool to clown or poke fun of somebody just because you don't agree with something that they're doing. If you disagree, just disagree. But at the end of the day, I don't think that every single person, now, me knowing friendly neighborhood OG in real life, he's a genuine person. So if he disagrees with the art of so I know for sure that if he disagrees with someone paying for sex, he genuinely disagree with it. But there are other people, right, on the internet who I believe who utilize that trope disingenuously and basically what they really are against is just the art of black males utilizing their agency and traveling the world. But once again they utilize the concept of black males going overseas and paying for prostitutes as just a flashcard to try to condemn black males in general that travel. I know people that do that. Well, I believe that a lot of people online are doing that. And that's really what I'm against. That's really what I'm against. When people utilize all of these different all these different flashcards that they hide behind in order to try to condemn black males who travel, when in reality, they just don't like to see black males just utilizing their agency and traveling elsewhere and potentially finding the love of their life that's elsewhere. But instead of just openly admitting to this, they want to sit here and just hide behind all these different talking points like, well, these black men are going out to be, to engage in pedophilia. These black men are going out to find a woman overseas in order for they can manipulate. These black men are going out to buy prostitutes. These black men are doing this. These black men are doing that. And my thing is this, even though you got brothers over there that's going out and buying prostitutes, my thing is, once again, so what? I'm going to still stand on that. So what? So what? So what? So what? So what? But man, should I keep this video up? Should I keep this video up? I actually, this was an interesting conversation. This was an interesting conversation. You know, if we're going to shame so-called black males for traveling to other parts of the world with the intent to be promiscuous, with the intent of whoremongering, can we do the same for so-called black females who travel with those same intent also, as they do? And if society is really upset at the concept of black males from America traveling to other countries with the intent to engage in whoremongering, what are we doing with the whoremongering and the high level prostitution that exists in our own backyards? What are we doing to shame or quote unquote put an end to that? Anyhow, this has been a very interesting conversation. I'm out of here. Peace.